Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Salutation to all you alchemists out there pushing this truth with all honesty and sincerity by way of the highways and byways, going on the streets teaching and preaching, and also by way of the internet. Shalom to you, very few aquaftists out there listening and learning. All right, going back to the names, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father name, which means He is or He exists. Bahashem means coming in the name, what the world ignorantly calls JC or Jesus Christ. His name is not Jesus Christ. All right, it's not Yeshua, it's not Yehoshua, it's not Yeshaya, it's not Ushaya. All right, his name is Yahweh Shai. All right, which means He saves or He delivers. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the so-called you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. It's your brother Nayap, and I'm back with another lesson. My bad for the tongue twisting and stuff, but yeah. So I had, cause it's been plucking at my fucking head for the longest, and I don't know. Y'all may or may not know what Nvidia is, right? But Nvidia, they got some shit going on, right? What am I talking about? Well, as you can see, it says Foxconn to invest up to 1.37 billion in AI compute cluster. It's a supercomputing center. All right. Many bubbles have formed around innovation technology. It says, but not all. Taiwan's Foxconn said its board of directors has approved an investment plan to procure equipment for an AI compute cluster and a supercomputing center. It says that will allow it to spend up to, net or NT 42 billion. It says 1.37 million. It says that investment will be made from December 2025 to December 2026 using its own funds from the company. Said in a filing published late on Monday, Foxconn said the purpose of the plan is to expand the cloud computing service platform and accelerate the deployment of the group's 3 smart platforms. All right, it did not elaborate or say where the investment would be made. Boom, boom, boom. Let me go down here. It says the world's largest contract electronics maker, also known as Hanhai. It says Precision Industry Co. Ltd. It says has been stepping up its investments in artificial intelligence and cloud infrastructure as it seeks new growth drivers beyond smartphones and traditional electronics manufacturing. All right, so this is like a supercomputing software. All right, give me 2 seconds. Stomach feel crazy. All right. What else I wanted to show y'all? Does Nvidia have a data center? Yes, Nvidia has a large data center business. It says though its primary model is to provide the technology platforms and partnerships that enable other companies to build and operate their own data centers, Nvidia has a significant role in data center industry, which is fueled by demand for AI and HPC, and has also announced major new facility for its own research and development, such as one being built with AI in Saudi Arabia. A lot of these deals that the president is having, all right, is with the king of Saudi Arabia, all right, having these deals because you got these data centers, all right, that you see off on the right hand side of the screen. at the dude at the bottom. Let's see if I can pull them up. You know, these are these big ass data centers. It's like when you go in. I don't even know if y'all even know what that is. Like, let me just. I ain't saying y'all stupid or nothing. Just about to show y'all, cause this shit be in movies, like it be in, you know. See, these are data centers. All right. So you got a Jake, right? These are data centers. And this is where they hold all the information at. So you got this new supercomputing chip that's 100 times faster, can store a whole bunch of more storage. So they're upgrading all their data centers. Basically, you know, they're upgrading all their data centers to work more efficiently, I should say. Faster, and they can hold more capacity. Why? The chip. All right, the MOTB, man. They stamped this on there, right? You got the data center, you got the chip. They can go hand in hand, and I want to get into that. I think a little bit before I get into this, right? Give me 2 seconds. This right here. Okay. Now it says how Nvidia participating. All right. So it's basically the same. All right, but I want to keep this right here for now. We don't need these two. Well, I'll keep TikTok. All right. So anyway, so I was trying to look, and it says how Nvidia, all right, how Nvidia or whatever, it says participates in data center industry, supplying hardware and software. Nvidia provides GPUs, networking like Spectrum X, and software platforms that are the core components for modern AI and high performance computing data centers. All right, so there you go. It says DGX ready for colocation. It says partnership. It says Nvidia partners with colocation providers like Digital Realty and Colavor to over space and services for customers who want to deploy high-performance AI infrastructure without building their own data centers from scratch. All right. It did with a lot of this too. Well, we're going to keep reading. It says Nvidia is involved in creating massive new data centers, often referred to as AI factories, which are designed to be power efficient and scalable for extreme AI workloads. All right, that's what I think I went to. I think my next question was, what is a AI workload? An AI workload is a set of computational tasks required to develop, train, and deploy artificial intelligence models. All right, it says these tasks are resource intensive and rely on the simultaneous operation of the computing power, all right, GPU, storage, and networking to process data, build models, and run applications like chat bots, predictive analytics, and computer vision. All right, what is predictive analytics? Right, and this is why you go down the rabbit hole with these, you know, with a little bit of these things. Predictive analytics is use of data statistical algorithms and machine learning techniques to forecast future outcomes by analyzing historical data. So everything that you got on your phone and everything like that, all right? Ever since you had the blue and white start taking over these platforms, all right? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You know, they control a lot of things now. All right, so they gaining a lot of information. They gaining a lot of data off of you. All right, that's why a lot, of course, y'all know about when you go into your phone. You know, it might be an ad to pop up, and you was just talking about it, and it pops up, or you be on TikTok. You just thinking about it, and it pops up. You know, they got all your data. You know, things popping on your For You page, and you never even searched it, but it's fucking somewhere hidden in your history from like a year ago or something like that. You know, it might be, I don't know, some fucking Kleenex. Like, why the fuck you getting a whole bunch of Kleenex commercials? Or I don't know, man. You know, it might be like a whole bunch of shoes and shit like that, like a whole bunch of Jordans and shit. They find out things that you like. But predictive analytics, you know, what we go through in this ministry of ours, we talk about the truth, you know. So they trying to predict basically what Jake gonna do, all right, and you know, they always want to stay ahead of the game, man. That's this devil, and that's why he want to that micro C hip up in you, right? But let's see what else they was saying. All right, and I wasn't trying to remake this long. This is more of a informative video than anything. Providing solutions and platforms, the video offers a complete ecosystem of solutions of data centers, including its Omniverse platform for collaboration and simulation, and specific solutions for AI HPC workloads. All right, so AI is taking over. Let me go back. All right, so this was, I looked this up on the UI on the AI thing. It says, what does Nvidia and Neuralink have in common? Nvidia and Neuralink are both high profile technology companies, but they operate in different domains. However, they share some key commonalities in their missions. Technologies focus on broader impact, right? Shalakia. It says key similarities: cutting edge artificial intelligence. Nvidia specializes in designing GPUs and the AI hardware to power deep learning neural networks and high performing computing. All right. So it designs GPUs and AI hardware. All right. That powers deep learning and neural networks and high performance computing. All right. So a lot of these Nvidia things are being bots. I just seen with that page, that article we was on. We gonna go back to it, and you see the bot in the kitchen, like in the robot, you know, he doing like the dishes and stuff. They make, man, this shit is normal now, you know. It says cutting edge. It says Neuralink leverages advanced AI algorithms to interpret brain signals and enable brain computer interfaces. All right. It says neural networks and brain inspired technology. All right. It says Nvidia is core products. It says GPUs are optimized for artificial neural networks, which are computational models inspired by the human brain. See? All right, these motherfuckers is hand in hand. It says Neuralink developed actual neural interfaces. All right, they develop the neural interfaces and seek to decode and interact directly with biological neural networks, the brain. All right. It says ambition. Oh man. It says ambition to augment human compatibility. It says Nvidia empowers researchers and engineers and creators to achieve breakthroughs in AI, robotics, and autonomous vehicles, and more. Nvidia seeks to enhance human cognitive and sensory abilities, potentially merging biologically and technology. All right, that's what they want, that dystopian. Anyway, it says how they differ. No. It says potential for collaboration. It says given Nvidia's leadership in AI hardware and Neuralink's need for power, computational resources to process brain data, there is a natural synergy. In the future, it's conceivable that Neuralink could use Nvidia's GPUs and AI platforms to accelerate brain computer interface technologies. And you think, bro, do you think Elon don't want to do that? Okay. One was founded, and Nvidia was founded in 1993. It's giving you the, All right. Juing Shuang, right? And that's why I was like, when I went back to this article, this was just something I was looking at earlier. Let me give me some more water, Slock here. Stomach feel crazy, y'all. I'm about to drink like 2-3 water bottles. Anyway. So yeah, this was an article I was looking at, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So it says 1.4 time, but it was a video, right? There was a video I was looking at, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm trying to see if I can find it. Fair use. Not able to load the server. We're gonna look more into this Nvidia. Let me see if is this it. This is what I was reading earlier. I got it on mute, obviously. Nah. Yeah, it wasn't that, y'all. I think what I did was this is what I did. I think I just typed in yeah. I think I typed in Nvidia and it was Yahoo. Oh, this is Yahoo. All right. So this is all Nvidia's news. All right, from an hour to now, 13 hours ago, and everything. All right, Nvidia tells investors to calm down about AI fears. Earnings expectations meet the monster. Artificial intelligence chip stock that's crushing Nvidia. Says Nvidia's stock price prediction. Blah blah blah. Should you buy Nvidia stock? They just going into the stocks. Nvidia is a leader in AI computing, but Nvidia stock to buy. They talking about the stock earnings. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. 2 seconds. Let me try it like this. What else they got? I seen a robot, bro. I'm telling you. No, it wasn't that. This is one with Wally type looking shit. From dreams to reality, synthetic data, neural. Let's check this out. Fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm gonna be like the elder and let me slow this down. And let me get a scripture too right quick. All right. That's a good one. Job 5 and 12. Hold on, let me see. Wow. All right, it's 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Right? It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, so we got to know everything that's going on. All right. Like I was looking at the process. I was making sure I knew the process on how electricity is made and getting out to the streets. I don't know. Before I be going to sleep, I think about a lot of things. A lot of times I be wanting to just press the record, which I'm gonna start doing before I go to sleep. But hold on though. But hold up. I'm trying to get this article back. Where we at? We over here. All right, so yeah, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right, it's for educational purposes only. And I'm gonna look more into this. I'm gonna get more into it because I haven't really been looking all the way into this Nvidia, but this Nvidia and this micro C chip is going hand in hand with each other, man, because of the data centers and how fast this Nvidia stuff is going. Unless there is another chip that is faster than this, all right, then I don't know. Because this motherfucker is fast, but let's go ahead.
Generalist robots must reason, plan, and act across.
Look what they doing, y'all. They already got your assembly line. All right. What's up with the Saudi Arabia shit, though? Salakia. I want to go back. It says, such as one being, it says, he also announced major new facilities for his own research and development, such as one being built in Saudi Arabia. We gonna get that Saudi Arabia one after this video, y'all. Let's continue.
Many environments and tasks when given instructions. To learn new tasks, developers train robot models on real-world data. But human demonstrations are costly to capture. Groot Dream.
So imagine if they already got this chip already programmed to do what it do, right? And let's say it's programmed to take out the Israelites. Let's just say that, right? Let's say if it was programmed to take out the Israelites. That's gonna be hard. They're gonna have a hard time computing that, I think. But let's just say visibly, whoever looked so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, they was go ahead and go form a war against with this technology, right? Only thing I could see them doing is taking that chip, all right, with basically the chip being the MOTB, right? But it's gonna be like a you know how you able to shut shit off and shut shit on like your PlayStation or anything like that, like your game, your computer. You know, you can just turn it on, press a button, and then make that motherfucker do what you tell it to do. You know, and they gonna put that inside that micro C chip. All right, and they gonna turn that bitch on like how these robots or whatever, and it's already you gonna probably be trying to go against your flesh. Gonna be trying to go against your flesh. Imagine you getting played like a video game, but your mind is still in contact, basically. Like you see, like you thinking, I don't know, man. These devils got a lot of ways of trying to like, cause if you really think about it, if you take that chip inside, if you take that micro C hip inside your the brain one, like even that one, it's crazy as fuck. Anywhere getting that chip is crazy as fuck. You're not supposed to do. All right, stay away from that shit. But if they put it inside your brain, they can make you do whatever the fuck they want you to do, man. And they come out with the technology to make sure they testing all the technology and stuff. They're testing it right in front of your faces. But it's on a low ground level. You know what I mean? Well, to the tech people, they all into technology and stuff like that. Anybody that's into technology, that's probably running across their For You page and everything. You know what I'm saying? Or across their news feed all the fucking time. And they always into it. But, for the people that don't know a lot about AI and stuff like that, hey, you better start to get to know about it because they taking over, right? Let me go back a little bit. My bad, y'all. Salaki.
For new tasks, developers train robot models on real-world data. But human demonstrations are costly to capture. Groot Dreams is a blueprint for
Hey, the grinding shall cease. All right. Right. Maybe it's grinder. Maybe it's grinder. What? Slocky, y'all. I know it's in Lamentations though. Or I think it's Ecclesiastes. I think it's Ecclesiastes. Hold on. It is Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 12:3. I start at 2, and I'll read it in the NLT. It says, "Remember him before the light of moon and the stars is dim, till your eyes and rain clouds continue darken your sky." It says, "Remember him before your legs, the guards of your house start to tremble, and before your shoulders, the strong men stoop. Remember him before your teeth, your few remaining servants stop grinding." Right? It says, and before your eyes, the women looking through the windows see dimly. It says, "Remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed, and the sound of the work fades." Right? It says, "Now you will rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint." All right, yeah. All right, you got technology. It's taking over. Nobody was getting hired in 2025 or 2024. Maybe you got in 2025. You ain't get shit. If you got something in 2024, you definitely ain't getting nothing in 2025. And you ain't gonna get shit in 2026. Unless
synthetic data generation and neural simulation built on Nvidia Cosmos. Using a single image and natural language, developers generate synthetic world states or dreams. These generalist robots.
Pause. He said or dreams. He said or dreams, right? Elon Musk, I remember him allegedly saying, right? Said you don't have to do a jail sentence. You can spend. Elon Musk says you can spend your jail time in virtual reality. Elon Musk did not specifically propose using virtual reality for jail time, but he recently suggested a Tesla Optimus robot could serve this. No, before this statement was made on November 5th, 2025. I remember when this statement was. He said this statement way before. This was like this was like beginning of the year. You can spend I'm not tripping, y'all. I don't even know if I even got it on my page, though. An ideal tool, prisoners are using virtual reality to help people in solitary confinement. This is what I read. Listen up, y'all. I guess it wasn't by Elon. I ain't mean to throw his name in there. That's why I said allegedly. That's why you always say allegedly. It says participants view scenes of daily life as well as travel advisors. Blah, 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 blah. It says one Monday in July, Samantha, known as Royal, left her 6-foot by 11-foot cell for the first time in 3 weeks. Correctional officers escorted her to the common area of the Central California Women's Facility and chained her hands and feet to a metal table on top of which sat a virtual reality headset. And 2.5 years into a 5-year prison sentence, Royal was about to see Thailand for the first time. When she first put on the headset, Royal immediately had an aerial view of a cove. Soon after, her view switched to a boat moving fairly fast with buildings on either side of the water. In the boat was a man with a backpack. It's just going on about the story, and it was as if she was sitting beside him with accompanying meditative music and narration in the background, I guess. And 4-minute scene took Royale across a crowded Thai market, through ancient ruins and tuk-tuk and blah 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 blah. Royale has been in the facility restricted housing unit or solitary confinement. There is the only opportunity incarcerated people have to speak with each other as other cells, vents, or so they put virtual reality on them every once in a while. I could remember, bro, they was talking about, well, yeah, we could just basically just make your prison life sentence, make it feel like it's 1,000 years long. You'll be like, what? I don't know if they go into this. It says, though 20 headsets too. No, it says breathing through overwhelmed. Look at this shit, y'all. These motherfuckers is in boxes. And they're giving them headsets. These is test subjects, man. Williams says that the programming is not about therapizing or diagnosing anyone. It's about providing them with the tools to feel and be aware of their own emotions and otherwise repressive environment. Daniel Garcia, a participant incarcerated at Valley State Prison in rural central California, got upset experiencing a scene in which a person dumped into him on a crowded street in Los Angeles. Following a breathing exercise while still in VR, Garcia said he was able to calmly consider how he might better resolve this type of conflict. Blah 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 blah. Introducing a level of emotion awareness support participants in coping and responding differently because of advanced tool shares. Right, they're not really giving me too much, y'all. Working through a lot of pain in virtual reality, reflecting on her experience in VR 6 months ago, Royal shares that she initially saw a lot of pain when the group started, but by the end I saw smiles on the face of all the women and the ability to trust. So they're just torturing these motherfuckers with virtual reality methods, right? It says released from solitary confinement within 2 months after donning the headset. After donning the headset, Royal still conducts unified breath work. She learned from the program with people in prison. If she senses conflict, Garcia similarly returns his medication practice. I don't know. Pros and cons of tech in prison. Introducing new technology into prisons have inspired skepticism as well as praise. Making available tablets with texting, emails, and books and message in prisons has also made way for another predatory profit channel for companies. Increase the ability to further surveil incarcerated people and create false promises of more connection or education. Many argue that tech is just a bondage solution that only serves to maintain an inhumane carceral system. Others say that working with the same prisons that continue to incarcerate people in droves could possibly benefit those ideas. But they're playing like visions of their loved ones like dying. Like, what the fuck is this? Because the dude Garcia, he didn't sound that happy. Right, because right here it says Daniel Garcia, a participant incarcerated at Valley State Prison in rural central California, got upset experiencing a scene in which a person bumped into him on a crowded street and bumped into him. I thought they was talking about dumped. I'm like, what? In Los Angeles, following a breathing exercise. So they just experimenting on these people. Anyways, go back to the video. My bad, y'all.
Or dreams.
I got a fact check shit. I low key was correct. All right. Besides, it wasn't Elon and stuff like that. But you can see how all this stuff is, coming together.
Natural language. Developers generate synthetic world states or dreams. These passive dreams can be generated at scale.
Esau try to have your ass living in the dream, living in the fucking virtual reality until you motherfucking die, just so you ain't gotta know who you are, man. That's how much this devil don't want you to wake up.
At scale. But prompting with natural language has its limits. For more complex tasks, developers use teleoperation to interactively control a robot in its dreams, generating lucid dreams.
Now, I am right on this one. The Neo robot, the people that's behind the Neo robot, all right, that's the little iRobot. If you're not hip to the Neo robot, go check it out. The Neo robot is the robot that's in your home. It can do your dishes. It work a little slow, but there are actual people behind that fucking robot. All right, so it's no, it's not actual person in a robot suit. No, there are actual people on the other side controlling that robot in your home. They know what you like, what you read, what hey, that's a whole nother surveillance right in front of your face. There you go. You just ordered a robot, and you didn't bring in Satan. Right? Let's get that Job. Let's get that Job. Cause the grinding already ceasing. Y'all can see that. Right? And I wasn't really trying to make this long, but this is like a freestyle. Come on, baby, where you at? Job 5:24. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Right? To set up let me grab this in the NLT. Job 5:12 in the NLT. He frustrates the plans of the schemers, so the work of their hands will not succeed. All right, because these devils trying to come up with this one. All right, this one world order. All right, this NWO. All right, that's their plan. Completely, everybody has to be completely. All this is to gather everybody's brains and put them into a fat ass fucking data center, basically. Take all your data, all your brains, what you like, put it into the data center so they know what to look for into you. So let's say if you was drinking back in the day. Oh, well, he used to drink for 2 to 3 years. He drunk for 5 years. He may do something and we can blame it on him for this. So we can already predict his so-called suicide. You see what I'm saying? We could fake a suicide on this person because we already know the data of him saying that he drinks. You see what I mean by this devil? So then when he put this in you, he's controlling you. That's what he wants to do. He wants full control, just like the little robo here.
The dreams are used to post-train a reason more complex, but prompting with natural language has its limits. For more complex tasks, developers use teleoperation to interactively control a robot in its dreams, generating lucid dreams. The dreams are used to post-train a reason.
That's how Esau Edom want to control you, bro. Just like how the dude on the left-hand side of the screen, you see him? How he's controlling what he got that robot doing? He wants to be able to control you just like that. But the thing is, he already want to have it programmed so that he don't have to do any of that. That's when you got Nvidia come in. They can program all their things to do, make it do it and stuff like that. But that Neo robot, man, y'all should check it out. These chips and all this AI technology.
Post-train a reasoning vision language action model, like Groot N models. The trained model.
This right here. This was the robot I was talking about. Now, this not the video, but this is the robot. I don't know what robot this is. I'm gonna have to write it down and stuff like that. But these motherfuckers don't fight. These motherfuckers use technology, right? Let me slack you. Had to get my books. because I want to see what he calls it so I can write it down. All right, let's see.
Is evaluated in Isaac Lab, a conventional simulator providing the trained model is evaluated.
Said a train model or something like that.
Evaluated in Isaac Lab, a conventional simulator providing physics feedback. After passing evaluation, it's deployed to the robot. Generalist robotics is within reach. Accelerated by Nvidia Isaac Group.
Now imagine Esau got you. That's what I'm talking about. If you take that MOTB, man, if you take that chip, it's a wrap for your ass. It's a wrap for your ass. Cause Esau can just wake up and be like, time to play the video game, and he just be playing literally you. Like, what the fuck? This double gotta go. You know? Let's get some more about these devices and stuff. Right? Let's get some more scriptures. I want to get some Psalms. We got Psalms 33. Bring the counsel of the heathen to naught. Yeah, Khan. Let's get this. He loved the righteous and full of the goodness of the Lord. Sing and truth. I'm gonna start at 8. All right, yeah, I'm gonna start at 8. It says, this Psalms 33 and 8. It says, let all the earth fear the Lord Yahweh. It says, let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. Right? And that's the problem with our people. Our people don't fear the Lord. All right. They taking everything as a joke. Right? You even got these false prophets. You know, they took the bag. You know, ain't nobody serious no more. It says, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. All right. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. All right. Because we already, 2 Corinthians, right? 2 and 11. All right. We already know about what Satan got going on with these devices. Okay. Verse 11, it says, the counsel of the Lord Yahweh standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. It says, blessed is the nation whose power is the Lord Yahweh. All right. It says, and the people whom he have chosen for his own inheritance. Right. This is Joel 2 and 27, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. Right? There was a couple of ones I wanted to hit on this point, but this is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possesses it. Right? It says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. And we telling you, don't take that shit. Don't take the MOTB. Don't follow these false prophets. All right. Don't get sold out, man. It says, for what nation is there so great who hath the Most High so nigh unto them as the Lord Yahweh, our power in all things that we call upon him for, right? And it just said that in Psalms 33rd chapter. All right, Psalms 33 and 10, it says, the Lord bringeth the heathen to naught, he maketh the devices of the people of none effect. Right? And then verse 12, it says, blessed is the nation whose power is the Lord Yahweh, and the people whom he have chosen for his own inheritance. Right? When you scroll down to verse 18, Psalms 33 and 18, it says, behold, the eye of the Lord Yahweh is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in mercy, to deliver their soul from death and keep them alive in famine. It says, our soul waiteth for the Lord Yahweh. He is our help and our shield, right? Because if you got a whole bunch of these little motherfuckers, right, running around. Let me close some of these windows. All right, if you got a whole bunch of these motherfuckers running around and taking over work, and because you know, and then with the Elon thing, he did say, you know, well, we'd just have a robot just follow you around all day. You know, when you go back to the article, let me go to it. It says, Elon says his robot will follow criminals around to make sure they never offend again. Right? Never offend again. It says, just when you thought Elon Musk was finally done meddling in affairs down, trying Americans, he comes right back in with a bang. At a recent Tesla shareholder meeting, the world's richest man wasted no time sharing his latest asinine idea. Criminals should be let out of prison and stalked by one of the company's Optimus robots, which will make sure they don't commit any more crimes. How are they going to do that? You know, we might maybe able to give people a more if somebody give people a more if somebody's committed a crime, a more humane form of containment of future crime must stammer. Says, which is if you say, like, you now get a free Optimus and it's just gonna follow you around and stop you from doing crime. But but crime according to who? Crime according to this devil's laws, right? It says, but other than that, you get to do anything. It's just going to stop you from committing crime. That's really it. You don't have to put people in prisons and stuff, I think. All right. So that's what Musk said. All right. That's just something he said. Now, is that going to come to pass? I don't know. This devil, I can see that coming to pass as well. Of course, I can see robots coming against us. Of course. It's right there in front of your face. They already against us about taking over the jobs. Right? So let's see if we don't have anything else. I'll get a couple scriptures and close. Figure CEO, AI humanoid robot. What's this? This was 3 weeks ago as well. All right, this one took me straight to YouTube, which I ain't want to go to none of that shit. Damn, they just can't give me the There we go.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words,
Fair use.
You're gonna lose your
Fair use. All right, for educational purposes only. I slowed it down. I put it on 0.75.
jobs not to somebody, not to a robot. You're gonna lose your jobs to somebody who uses a robot. You're gonna
Boom. Just told you. Because think about it. That's where we're moving. That's where we're moving to. There's not about to be no physical manual labor and stuff like that. Unless you gotta unless you gotta work on a fucking robot yourself or some shit like that. You're not about to be working. Elon Musk is already saying that there's not about to be no jobs for anybody. Alright? For anybody in about 10 to 20 years. 10 to 20 years, we don't even have that much time. That's why these devils is rushing. They say 10 to 20 years. It be 5. They say 5. It actually mean 5 months. These motherfuckers is going fast. And people just walking around day by day like, oh, you know what I'm saying? My job will always be here and stuff like that. Your job is about to be taken over by a robot. And if you're not keeping up with the times and knowing how to program or anything like that, your ass can also be left behind. You know, for a lot of older people out there, you got to get hip on the technology. You know, you have to. You know, they changing a lot of fucking shit. You know, and a lot of data, and I just want to say this too. A lot of data and stuff like that. This on your phones and all the data that's not on your phones, y'all, but that's, you know, when you get a new license and all that shit, they got all that shit. You know, they just put that onto the Nvidia chip. You know what I'm saying? Store that in the data centers. That's another one. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can go pull your fucking file in the data center and just completely just press delete, wipe all your files, and that be your whole motherfucking existence. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it that, you know what I'm saying? They just trying to make you the robot. That's all it is.
Lose your jobs to somebody who uses AI. So I think what's happening is we're approaching this. You're going to lose your jobs not to somebody, not to a robot. You're going to lose your jobs to somebody who uses a robot. You're going to lose your jobs to somebody who uses AI. So I think what's happening is we're approaching this kind of singularity point. But here's the thing. I think, Brett, you're onto something huge. This is likely the next largest, next giant consumer electronics market. I think the story here is that if we can create mechanical or synthetic humans, it'll create the largest economy in the world by a long shot. Like a little under half of GDP is human labor. Figures probably made about 5 years of progress in the last 12 months. We have...
You seeing a lot of the things that they taking over. The first things that they taking over is delivery jobs. All right.
Labor shortages all over the world.
Assembly lines. They even got Uber taxis. You just, you know, ain't nobody in the car. You just hop in there. They've been having that. You know, but it's actually like an actual Uber taxi now. You actually get in the back seat. I forget where it was too. I don't even know if it was in New York or not. And it wasn't in a Tesla. It was in something different. You know, like a little buggy to pop up on some fucking Wall-E shit. I'm telling you, bro.
If we had more workers, companies would make more money. If we were more productive, companies would make more money. When we make more money, we invest more money so that we hire more people. And so it's very likely that the companies that use AI first, that use robotics technology first, will be the most successful first, and they will end up hiring more people. We have robots out now commercially running every single day. Like we have
commercially. I'm talking about these robots. What was that one movie, Elder Tahar? He had ended up telling brothers to see, man. It was a cold ass movie. And dude was down. It was like a dystopian type world, and he had to get to the other planet and stuff like that. And when he got to the before he got to the other planet, where all the rich Edomites was and stuff like that, because he was down there with a whole bunch of like Jakes, whole bunch of Issacharites and stuff. You know, whole bunch of Jakes. You know, Northern Kingdom. You know, and he was I think he was working alongside of a robot or something like that. You know, and the robot used to tell him what to do. You know what I'm saying? So we already there. You know, China been there, man, for decades.
Robot right now running commercially in a manufacturing.
But that's like this is, bro. This is like car parts and shit that they having robots do. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit is real, bro.
We have robots out now commercially running every single day. Like we have a robot right now running commercially in a manufacturing commercial partner of ours. And we have robots that can do end-to-end activities, let's say like fold laundry, do dishes, only with neural nets.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create your brand.
You know, it's crazy. That's all I really needed, y'all. I don't need to go no further. I'm gonna grab a couple more scriptures, and I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at that. All right. But y'all see what's going on, man. If y'all can, just check out some of the videos, man. Some of the robot videos. What I want to get. Because you be seeing them smile and shit too. It says, this is Job 20:4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, in the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, right? He got his AI, right? His robots, he getting, right. You know what I'm saying? He getting all his things. He getting all his equipment. It says, in his head reacheth unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dong. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be as a chase away as a vision of the night. All right. Let me grab, matter of fact, I want to grab this for my last scripture. This is, Matthew, all right, St. Matthew, chapter 24. Oh, man, I'm going to start at 10, because I'm going to start at 8. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. It says, then shall they, then deliver you up to the afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated for all nations of my name's sakes. Talking about the Israelites, and it says, and then shall many be offended, and they shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And you got that what's going on right now, right, amongst the people. It says, and many false prophets shall arise and deceive many, which you've been seeing, right? It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. There ain't no love out here. It says, but he that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. Because we trying to make it into the end, all right, with all these fucking devices and shit that this devil got. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached until, it says, preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory going to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakodash. Until next